is truly a meal prep Monday because it's Monday, and I didn't prep on Sunday because I said I would like to rest today. So I truly rested yesterday, and now we're going to prep some of the meals. I'm going to show you this one, and we'll see what else I can show you. But this is the meatloaf that I made. So I love Kinders, especially their butter garlic. That's my favorite seasoning. I literally put that on everything, okay? But they also have other type of seasonings. They have a meatloaf seasoning to make a classic meatloaf. And then also this wood-fired chili that I'm going to make as well. They have a regular chili, not the wood-fired, but I like a little kick and spice. So let's make this meatloaf. And all you need, preheated oven, this packet, 1.5 pounds of ground beef, 1 cup of breadcrumbs, half a cup of milk, and then 3 eggs. You mix it all in the bowl, mix it all together, put it in a pan. Talk about quick, and it could last like 4 to 5 days, depending on how much you plan to eat. So I'm going to weigh this first. I think I have a picture of it just so when it's done, I can see how much per serving. And this weighs 206 grams. So keep that in mind. So I'm using this bowl so I'm going to use this bowl to mix all my ingredients, and let's weigh it out. So 1.5 packs of ground beef. I am going to change the settings so that I can do the half, because I'm going to do half of this. Stick that there. And then a full pack of the other one. So let me get the half out of the way. So half, this is about 6.9. This is 7.9. All right, so that's 8 ounces. So now I'll do the full packet of this. I'm going to use the rest of that ground beef. I'll probably just make some ground beef, add some of the Kinder's garlic seasoning to use it to put on top of baked potatoes. Also, I'm going to make chili, so I may make my chili more than just 1 pound. So actually it's 1.82. Now that I have my ground beef weighed out, I'm going to add the eggs to the bowl. 3 whole eggs. A little piece of shell just went in there. I'll get that out in a second. And then I'll scramble them. Now I'm going to scramble the eggs. This way it's easier to combine all the ingredients in the eggs by me scrambling them. So I'm going to add this to the bowl. It calls for 1/2 cup of milk. I think when I made this the first time, I didn't have regular milk, or the second time. So I just used almond milk, and we rarely have regular milk in our refrigerator. So I've just been going with almond milk, and it's come out fine. No complaints from anybody. So 1/2 cup of milk. Again, use whatever milk you choose. I don't need this Parmesan cheese. That's for my turkey meatballs. And then 1 cup of breadcrumbs. I use panko. Again, a little healthier. Luckily, I bought a new pack. Oh my God. Wait, season. Oh, is it panko? Oh, this is actually breadcrumbs, biscuits. Oh, 1/4 cup. Oh man, hold on. Let me see if I have more. Save the day. I have more panko. So this is actually regular breadcrumbs. I'll set that aside. I probably wasted some money, but that's fine. But we have panko. So let me add the rest of the cup of panko. Normally I would weigh out in grams, which was 28 per half a cup. So I do that times 2, which is what, 56, I think? No, more than that. 30. Oh, no, that's right. 56. Yes. Okay, so 1 cup of panko. And just to give you an idea of the difference in regular breadcrumbs and panko. So 1/4 cup, same way, 28 grams, 1.5 grams of fat, 18 carbs, and 4 grams of protein for 1/4 of a cup, and 100 calories. For half a cup, which is double the regular breadcrumbs, it's only 1 gram of fat, 20 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of protein. So if you times this by 2, which would equal half a cup, then it would be 3 grams of fat. Why am I doing math today? 40 minus 4 would be 36 carbs and 8 grams of protein. So a little bit more protein, but way more carbs, 36 for the same weight compared to 20. That's why we stick to panko. And again, it's turned out great. No complaints from the family. All right. And I think, so 1.5 pounds of ground beef, 1 cup of breadcrumbs, half a cup of milk, and then 3 eggs in a bowl. So last thing is this seasoning. Now we combine all the ingredients. So I'm going to use a spatula, and then I'll use my gloves to like really get in there. I'm no chef, so this might not be graceful. All right, let's put on the gloves, and this is my pan. I typically don't grease it, and it's come out fine. I'll have to go, hold on. This might be making noise. Normally I have better gloves, but I haven't been to the Tractor Supply. That's where I get them for when I was baking. And don't bake as much. So I haven't had to use them. So I have these inexpensive, cheap ones that I used for baking when I first started. And then I'm like, these are not it. I need some regular tight gloves. But now I just use them for things that we do for the house, for meals that we make. Okay, so now let's get in here and combine it all. Okay, it's all combined, as you can see. And then I'll just put it in this pan, like literally just plop it in the pan. Spread it out. Voila. Get rid of these gloves. This is how it looks going into the oven. And you need to put it in the oven, bake in a loaf pan for 40 minutes uncovered. And then you spread half a cup of ketchup on top of the meatloaf. I don't do half a cup. I just do a thin layer of ketchup and then return it to the oven for 15 more minutes until internally reaches about 160 degrees. And I'll probably bake it for a little bit longer than that because I know when I've done it before, it's usually slightly pink, but once I heat it up in the microwave, like say the next day, if I go to warm it up, then it turns brown by the couple of seconds or minutes that I reheat it. But I've started to bake it a little bit longer once I put the ketchup on top, but you'll cover it. So 40 minutes, let's pop this thing in the oven. Now I'm gonna go clean up these dishes. I'll be back to show you the finished product in about, well, not finished product, but in 40 minutes, once I take it out, put the ketchup on, and then I'll show you the finished product after that. So see you soon. Meatloaf is done baking in the oven for 40 minutes. We're gonna take it out and add the ketchup and then put it back in there covered. Okay, it always has a little juice on the top. I like to drain that off before I add the ketchup. So I'm gonna go drain this real quick. The meatloaf is drained. Now I'm gonna add some ketchup to the top. It calls for half a cup. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons, so it's about 34 grams. We'll see how much this is, and then if I'm gonna add more. I ended up adding 3 tablespoons. So now I'm just gonna spread it over the top. And I'm gonna cover it with aluminum foil and then put it back in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. It says 15 minutes, but I like to keep mine in a little bit longer. Now this goes back in the oven for, again, 20 to 25 minutes. Although the recipe says 15, you do whatever you prefer. Now let's take the meatloaf out and see how it looks. It smells amazing. And this is what it looks like. I haven't pulled it completely off, but that's what it looks like. So I'll let this cool and then I'll separate it. Because it's 1.5 pounds, I'll separate it into 6 servings. Usually when you bake ground beef, it's about 3 ounces, so 3-ish ounces, but I'll get the weight and then weigh it out so I can divide it by 6. And then that's my serving. So this is the meatloaf. Hope you try it. It is delicious. I could have this every week. I'll add veggies with most of the meals that I make. I usually make the base, the meat, and then I'll add either my fire roasted veggies from Costco or I'll add some broccoli to it, depending on the carbs, sweet potatoes, red potatoes, a quinoa, brown rice that I'll get from Aldi, a quick microwave in the bag for 90 seconds. Quick, easy meals, but the base is done. And that's my meatloaf. So hopefully you try it, like, subscribe. I'll be sharing lots more recipes and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.